guys, it's TG868. Today I'm going to be showing you how to use Cfop to solve your Rubik's Cube. So, in the beginner method, you made a daisy and then made your cross from the daisy. This time, we're just going to move straight into our cross. So, upon inspection, I can already see that white is the best option. So, I'm going to look at my color scheme. I know that blue has to be opposite green, so I'm going to move it right above opposite green, and then I'm going to do a B2 to move it down. And then, now I'm going to, this is already above the correct slot, so I'm going to do this to move it into the correct place, so then when I do a D prime, they'll move into the correct place, but we're not going to do that yet. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at my last edge. I'm going to look at the last spot where it needs to go. I'm going to finish off my cross then. Next, you're going to want to learn F2L, which stands for first two layers. So basically, F2L is making pairs, which are things like these, where it's a corner and an edge paired up like this, and then there's a slot for them, so you can insert them like that, or like that. There are many ways to do it. But there are 3 different cases for intuitive F2L. I'm going to show you one of them right now, where opposite colors are facing up. Make it so then you can just do RUR prime or L prime U L to insert both of them. So if they're connected like this and they're opposite colors facing up, make sure that you only have the corner affected here. So move the corner down like this. Move this away, so then now that you can just do R2, U, R prime. The next case is where 2 of the same colors are facing up. So if they're not already paired up like this, if they're just paired up like this, then you can just insert them like that. But if they're not paired up like that, you're going to want to make sure that they're separated first, and then make sure that the white is not facing towards you, because then that'll just cause loads of issues. If it's like this, you try to pair them up, it comes up with something like this. Make sure it's facing to the left or right of you, depends on which side this piece is on. So, for me it's facing towards the left. So I'm going to hide the corner down here. I'm going to move the edge above where when I do an L prime, it's going to come back up here. And then that's going to pair up. And then I can just insert it. And then here's my pair. I can insert it like that. And then the last pair that I need to insert is this pair. And I think this is the most complicated one. It's not complicated, but it's the most complicated. So this case is where the color of the cross is facing upwards. So my cross color is white, and white is facing upwards for the corner. So, unlike before where we hide the corner, first you gotta separate them. So if they were connected like that, I would want to make sure, I would want to put them like this, and then make sure that a pair is not being harmed here. If it was like this, then a pair would be being harmed. It would be moved out of its slot. So I need to make sure it's not being harmed. So I'm going to separate them like this. I'm going to take this piece to its home, and then I'm going to push it away from where it needs to go. So this is where it needs to go. This is where it doesn't need to go. I'm going to push it where it doesn't need to go. Move this corner over where the edge. Move it back, then insert it. The ways that you can insert, either you can put it over where it needs to go, and then do the inverse of the right-hand algorithm that I showed in my beginner's method video. Or you can do a sledgehammer or a hedge slammer. A sledgehammer is R prime, F, R, F prime, and then a hedge slammer is the exact opposite of that. So now you know F2L. That's a really big milestone. If you're a person that times your solves, and you just learned F2L, this will slow down your solves a bit. But now it's time to move on to OLL and PLL. OLL is pretty simple because you use pretty much the same algorithms as the beginner's method, except that you need to orient the corners too. So if you have an L shape, you're going to hold it up here, do the inverse of the right-hand algorithm, and then you'll have all the corners oriented. Then you have the line case that looks like this. You're just going to do F, or your prime, U prime, F prime. If you have, yeah, you should know these. But OLL, there are a few basic cases. I use one algorithm if I don't know the case to that because I'm lazy and I don't want to memorize the rest. So until I get to a case that I memorize or recognize, I'm just going to keep doing this algorithm. So this is a case that I recognize. This is called soon, S-U-N-E. So the way I know it's soon is if I put the corner that's solved in the upper right-hand corner, there won't be a yellow piece facing me. Otherwise, that'd be anti-soon, which I'll get into a little bit. So I want to hold my cube like this, hold this piece down here that's oriented already, do R, U, R prime, U, R, U2, R prime, and then that will orient it. The anti-soon that I was talking about is where if you put it down here, there's this piece facing out. So the easiest way to find out if it's anti-soon or soon, I put this piece up here. If yellow is facing towards me, I do R, U2, R prime, U prime, R, U prime, R. That's it. And then the algorithm, if you have any other case and you don't want to memorize a stupidly long algorithm, just do this algorithm. This is literally what I do. So it's going to be F prime, small r, U, R prime, U prime, small r prime, R, F prime, R. That's what I do. And then I just look at how I want to position this. If I have this case, I'm going to position it like this. I just found out all of this from tinkering. And then eventually, like this is a case I recognize, it's anti-soon. So I know the algorithm for that. And that's it for OLL. And then there are a few PLL algorithms that you need to memorize. When I say few, I mean like quite a bit. So first, remember that this is for look, not to look. If it was to look, it would be pretty easy. So, but of course this is for look. So if you have corners that need to swap, just corners, or you have corners that need a swap, and you need to make sure that the most amount of pieces are lined up. So like if you have just corners that need a swap, you're going to do a Y perm, which I will put up on screen, but right now, yeah, I'm just going to show it. So the algorithm's up on screen if you need it, and now I'm going to move into a T-perm. So a T-perm is if you have a headlight case, which is you have two, well, that's headlights. If you don't know what headlights are, that's headlights. That's literally headlights. Put them on the left, and I will put the algorithm on screen right now. That was kind of messy, but that's it. And then there are 4 more algorithms that you need to know. And I will put the algorithms up on screen, and I will do each of them. There are 2 types of U-perms. There is a UA perm and a UB perm. So, I don't know the difference, but if this piece needs to go here, you are going to push in the other direction. So this piece needs to go here, I'm going to push this way. And they both follow the same basic, that was smart. They both follow the same basic algorithm. So if this piece in front needs to go here, then when I do a U prime, and when I do a U prime, do a U. So this piece needs to go here, so I'm going to push in this direction. So I'm going to do this algorithm that's up on screen. I'm also going to show the other U perm. And the other U perm will be shown up on screen right now. So here's the other U perm. This piece needs to go over here. So I'm going to push in the other direction. There are two more perms that you need to learn. This one is the H perm. It's where when you draw out where pieces need to go, it's in a cross shape. So this piece needs to go here. So I would draw a diagonal, straight line. This piece needs to go here, so I draw another straight line, and it looks like a cross. So I'm going to do this algorithm that's shown up on screen. Here is the Z perm. This piece needs to go here, this piece needs to go here, and this piece needs to go in there. So here it is up on screen right now, the Z perm. Pretty simple, it's just like, you just have to memorize some things. The last case is an H perm. Here is the algorithm. It's like this. I don't know why they called it H. I don't know why they just didn't call it like X perm. Okay, that sounded really suspicious. If you know what I just accidentally said, then comment down below. So this is the X perm, or H perm. I want to call it the X perm, but here it is. And that's it. You know F2L, OLL, and PLL. Besides a few finger tricks like this, there's nothing really left to learn. Well, I mean, unless you want to become advanced, then you want to learn to Look OLL, which includes 53 long algorithms. Not long, but there's 53 algorithms. And to Look PLL, which includes like 13 or something like that. But thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe to the channel. And leave a like down below if you enjoyed. And I will see you guys next time. Possibly with a real video. I might be doomed.